Yeah. Namaste. Welcome you all for the last session in the series of heart health awareness. So it started with Surat. I was invited for a CA and lawyers session, and I addressed around 250 people there. And then many people had missed that opportunities, and then we did more, and then we did more. So yesterday only, I have come back from Udaipur, and we are doing this for professionals, Indian professionals who are busy. And what has been found, we'll talk more about that what is happening in the country. And that's why we are losing around 67 lakh people every year to NCDs. And what are NCDs? We'll look at that and much, much more. So first of all, thank you for coming on a Saturday morning. I mean, it's busy. People are not taking heart so seriously. There are other things to do. And so this is something that you have taken time out for. So really put your pat your back, because not everybody is interested in taking care of their heart till it becomes a serious matter. So we were talking about why we do this and whatever. So I love to know, where are you joining us from? Okay, so it seems that the waiting room is active. So let me just stop that. Okay. And yeah, so please write in the chat window where you are joining us from and what do you do. Hello, Ashok ji. So where are you joining us from and what do you do? Please write that in the chat window. And awesome. Hi, Sindhu. So I'm going to share a PPT here. And I would love to see your videos. If you can switch on your videos, that would be nice. And I'm sharing this slide. Let me know if you're able to see this. Good to see you, Kiranji. Thank you for starting your video. Yeah. Just give me a moment. I'm switching. Hi, Sindhu. Good to see you.
I'm not in a position properly, so can I switch off? I'm in my nightie.
That's okay. That's okay. You have a lovely face. Hello, Ashok ji. You have a lovely face too. So good to see you.
Hi.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That's okay, Sindhu. You have such a nice
Good morning. Good morning to you also, Meenal. Sorry.
No worries. We are fine.
Hi.
Yeah. So you have a lovely smile and face. Let's continue with that. It's good to see people. So I'm about to share my screen, and let me know if you're able to see it. Yeah. Yeah. So I see the screen.
Yeah.
Visible
Yeah.
point?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I take permission?
Awesome.
I would like to switch off and sit down because I can take notes.
Okay, Sidhu. As much as I would have loved to see you. Yeah. So write it down. No worries. You can still write.
Yeah. Because I'm like that. I learn by writing.
Even I take a lot of notes. I have to take a lot of notes. That's how I have been.
Thanks.
Right. So you may mute yourself. It would be nice if you guys can mute yourself. And Yeah. So awesome. So namaste everyone and welcome you all. Hi Aparna, good to see you. It would be nice if you switch on your videos. My name is Meenal Jaiswal. Many of you may know me, many of you may not know me. And for the past 10.5 years, I'm living a medicine-free life. It's based on the 5 elements of nature. And I am founder of EASES, which is a registered program. And on the same, I have done my PhD on. So this is something about me. I wasn't like this. Okay, awesome. That's okay. Fine, Aparna. So whenever you find a place to sit and start, so you can start your video. 5 years now, and I help people. Initially, I helped only in the space of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I'm certified by Dr. Richard Bandler, who is a co-founder of NLP. I'm a Sun Yoga teacher. I did a lot of things. I've been doing it since 1994, but I wasn't healthy, like I wasn't living medicine free. I wasn't getting younger. I wasn't, I was wearing specs and I was huge then. And anyways, I'll talk more about me later. But first of all, let's start with you. So what do you do? Where are you guys from? Please write that in the chat window so I get to know more. So I would love to hear. Yeah. Make it more interactive. Yeah. So more you interact, more I'll get to know more. It will be fun. Bengaluru school counselor. Awesome, Aparna. Thank you for writing it down. Yes. What about you, Kiranji, Ashokji, Aparna ji, Thane retired. Okay, awesome. Aparna, Sindhu, Ashok, what do you do? Functional medicine nutritionist from Bangalore. Awesome, Sindhu, lovely. I'm not into medicines or supplements or gyms or surgeries or protein powder. But yes, we need a lot of people in this domain. Yeah, awesome. So this is what we do. And why do you do whatever you do? This is very important in life to know why do you do whatever. You are from Baroda and retired. Great. So we all do something, right? And there is a why that we do it. Sometimes it is money, sometimes it is responsibility. So it's very, very important, whatever you do in life, you must know why you are doing it. Like when I got to know that we are losing 67 lakh people every year, we lost our father very young. He was only 52 years old to heart issue. It was like a 5 minutes thing. I know how painful that is. And I didn't know better then, but that questioning that why does it happen? He was healthy, he was vegetarian, he was a non-smoker, non-drinker, he would exercise, he would meditate. And then why we lost him? So these kind of questions, it just linger on. And I have always been a researcher. I have thousands of books at home. Wherever you touch, there will be books falling out. It's just books. So I've always been a very voracious reader. And I love investing in my education, learning, questioning, researching. And that's my why. Like I don't want a single family to undergo whatever I did. Like we did as a family, we lost our father. It's really, no one deserves it. So, I mean, whosoever is born on this planet would go one day. But let's see what can we do to extend our lifespan. So it's not in our hand for sure. But still, let's see what we can do. That's there in the China study. He says you should not be the reason of your death, which I love. So where are you? I asked you, right? Where are you from? So right in this moment, where are you? Are you with me? Are you, like Parnaji said, she's on street, right? Where are you? Physically, mentally, emotionally. Where are you right now? So this is very important in life to know where we are here. Perfect symbol. It's very, very important to know that where are we? Hi Smita, hi Ashu, hi Siddhant, Parimalji, Parulji. Can you switch on your video, please? It would be nice to see you all with me. That's nice, Ashokji. Good to have you with me. So wherever you are in life, at any moment in time, try to be here and now. Okay, we'll come to more of that. And sometimes we are just all over the place. We are physically here, mentally there, emotionally somewhere else, in past, something. So today's session is all about heart. And it's important to understand that heart is the one that's making us breathe, live, be alive, right? We all are here because our heart is beating. Anyone could have been here without their heart? Anyone? No, it's not possible, right? We are breathing, we are alive, and that's why we are here. And anything that is doing their job well, many a times we forget to take note of them. We think it's their job, they are doing it well, and we almost forget till they are not there. So until a crisis comes, we don't realize that heart is doing its job or doing something for us. So this is a diagram which is not important. What is important is to understand what is heart doing for us, and are you even cognizant of our heart? So this is the circulatory system diagram. And we all have studied this in our childhood. All those who are from medical profession, you have studied more. But the important thing is to understand that why heart health is crucial. Suppose someone gets diabetes, right? They would take some time to even recognize it, and they would also take some time to see the side effects, if at all. But heart, many a times, is very fatal. Why it becomes very crucial? Because cardiovascular death accounts for 20 to 30% of all deaths in India. Why I'm obsessed about India? Because I'm an Indian, first of all. And second is, at school, I have pledged, like all Indians are my brothers and sisters, right? We all have done that. And then I realized not only we are the most populous country, we are losing out our people. We have over 4.5 what I have covered in my thesis also, that why we are not so lucky in NCDs. I'll talk more about NCDs and what's happening. 50% of heart attacks in India occur below the age of 50. Now, this is what is fatal. Like I lost my dad at 52, almost that age. 60% of urban population professionals report prolonged sitting 6 to 8 hours per day. Now, this is considered the new smoking. Sitting is the new smoking. Up to 70% of the early cardiac events show normal routine blood reports prior to the episode. This is so true. My dad, we lost him in April. He had his test done in January and everything was normal. Now I have better test, better research to read the reports. Tests are the same, but the reports are different, how you read it. So we can predict in advance in a certain way to say, like, how are you at risk? How many of you are interested in knowing if you're at risk? Yeah. So then only you can let go of the thing. MTD, what is MTD? Sorry, MTD, millions?
I think you said something like MTD or something.
I said NCD. I'll come to it, Parimalji. I'll
Oh.
come to it. NCDs, yeah? Okay. So do you know LOL, BRB, NASA, all these acronyms everyone does in today's time, right? Everyone does. But do you know this? NCD. What is NCD? All those who are from medical backgrounds would know it, but most of us, unfortunately,
Non-communicable diseases.
perfect. That's you, Parimalji. I'm so happy you said that. So these are the diseases which were not because of any infection, no bacterial, no viral, no nothing. Yeah, so that's okay. That was more for fun. It's generic. But this is what you need to learn as, because NCDs are the one that is killing us. 62 to 6. Okay, so why everyone must know about NCD is non-communicable disease is they are the leading cause of death in this country. 63 to 65% Indians that we are losing every year is due to these NCD. Cardiovascular diseases cause more than 3 million deaths every year. Cancer is now occurring to 1.5 million new cases. Cancer was something which happened in other planet till it happened in our home. That's the feeling I got. It was like AIDS. It happened somewhere else. It was like marasmus. It happened somewhere else. It didn't happen till it happened in our house. So cancer is something which has become very, very common than you would like to believe. Diabetes, 100 million people are affected. Hypertension, 300 million adults, 1 in 3 Indians are at risk. And COPD is affecting, that is the breath-related issue, the respiratory diseases, 55 to 60 million. So this is what you need to know. It's more important than a lot of information that you know about others. A lot of information you would know about US, about Ukraine, about Gaza, about everybody else, about maybe politicians, maybe stars, film stars, actors. That's okay. It's good to know. But this is the thing you need to know for your own life, for your family's health. And everyone who has a heart must know this. And everybody who is an Indian heart must know this, because we are more susceptible. And I will come to that, like why we are more vulnerable to these diseases, these NCD. So if you want no lifelong dependency or medicines or supplements, you may continue and listen to this. So far, I have told you like why you should be knowing more about NCDs, why you should be working on this. Designed to work alongside demanding professions, because I have been a finance professional, and I used to come home at 11ish, and my boss, who was a CFO, would reach home around 12ish, and every day we would laugh at it, like when will we reach early? And yeah, so professions are demanding, and next day again you leave home by 8. That was my life, and many of you can relate to that. So in that, you're just fumbling. Yeah, I would go to the gym, wake up 5 o'clock. It was crazy. I wasn't healthy, I still wasn't healthy. Addresses the risk at early signal stage, not for the emergency. As I told you that many of the reports will not tell you that if it addresses the risk or not. But today we will cover 3 important factors. Effective even for those who are already exercising and eating well. I thought I belonged to this category, but I wasn't surely. Protects career continuity by preventing sudden health disruption. Recently, we had a health issue, and that's why we started this, for CAs and lawyers. Group support, not reliant only on individuals' discipline. So many things sometimes we do in a group, like people love drinking in a group, smoking in a group, and it also works. People do bhajan in a group, people meditate in a group, right? So we love many group activities. And what we have found after the PhD program, that group support was invaluable for people to take the whole program. And so if you're interested, listen to this. So do you know, like many people say, it was so sudden, we didn't know that if something related to heart was coming. So heart do give notices or memos, like who have worked in office, in corporate life, you understand, like what are these memos, what are these notices, right? It doesn't happen overnight, but today pink slips are given overnight. That's there. But in heart, everything is subtle, like it goes step by step by step. So one of the example that I give is, suppose a child is hungry and you don't listen, then the child will do make very mild sounds. And then you don't listen, then after a while it will get louder, it will get more shrill. And there will be a point, if you ignore that child will cry so hard, maybe on the floor, maybe they will be banging their head against the wall, that your neighbors would run and ask what happened. So this is what happens with our heart and our destructive diseases also. They don't come silently. They also always give you some hints, some suggestions, some notices, which we are so busy with our life that sometimes we just ignore them. We just ignore them, right? So I'm sharing with you 3 ways that you can check if you are at risk for heart issues. And 2 of them are non-invasive. One is an invasive blood work, but it's not radiation, it's not something else. And this is all based on research. So I will share that. So what is the first notice? Okay. The first notice is your waist to height ratio. Your height is fixed. Take your measurement around the waist. What is waist? Waist is the narrowest part between your last rib and your pelvic girdle. जो हमारा pelvis का bone होता है, वो और हमारा last rib. Between that, whatever is the narrowest part is the waist as per medical science. So that divided by height, it should not cross 0.5. Okay, this was the research done in UK for more than 5 million people across 22 countries or races for a period of 10 years. So they followed up with them, okay, heart attack aaya, kuch hua kya, what's your waist to height ratio? And they did this. And they found that people who had more than 0.5 waist to height ratio are at higher risk. Higher, this increases, like once you cross 0.5, it becomes very risky. So what I suggest is take an inch tape, write your name on it. Your height is almost fixed. Go to the half, cut it up. I'm not having one here. Just cut it up and that's your inch tape for life. You don't cross it. Does that make sense? Everyone is clear on that? If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Hello? Anyone? Everyone is clear? I can take up one example. Suppose your height, great Sindhu. Suppose your height is 6 feet. Ashok ji, are you 6 feet? Almost. Yeah. Higher than that, taller than that. So for example, somebody is 6 feet and what could be their waist be maximum? Okay. So their waist can maximum be 36 inches. 72 inches is the height. Half of that is 36. So their waist can be maximum 36. Okay. This is irrespective of the gender. And if you look at our olden temples, I had traveled to Karnataka in November, December, and I saw beautiful, beautiful temples there. And they all had very slender waist, very slim waist, be it a male or a female. So even when you study the history, Indians were not huge. I'm talking from the belly side. Then what happened? Then we were ruled by many other invaders. We did not have food. We had famines. We had forced famines like the Bengal one. People didn't know if they get food. So what did we do? We turned to grains. We had a lot of grains. So North India had a lot of wheat. South India had a lot of rice. We all kept eating grains, right? There was nothing much to the table. We just had to fill our tummy and work and be a slave to other people. And in that process, what did we learn genetically? Our DNA learned fear. Tomorrow our DNA learned insecurity. Our DNA learned that tomorrow we may not have enough food on the table. Let's keep it. So that's why we have higher visceral fat. We have more fat around our belly by the history, because of the history. You feed the same food to a white person and you feed the same food to Indians have a tendency to put it across our waist. Why so? Because of our history, because of our genetics, because of the fear, insecurity, famines. Our forefathers didn't know if we get food. Somebody can steal it. Somebody could rob it in the name of tax. So we have a tendency, and that's why we develop those diseases much earlier, 10 to 15 years earlier than the rest of the world. And that's why I became obsessed about Indians, and more so about Indian urbans, because I'll come to that. Like, there are 4 kind of people, and you have to see which category you are, and you have to eat accordingly. So first is waist to height ratio, and everyone is clear with this. How many of you think you are under 0.5? And how many of you think you're above 0.5? Put it on the chat window so that I know, like, what is this like, what is the composition of this group? Yeah, so I can speak more accordingly. I'm definitely above 0.5. Okay, Sindhu. Siddhant asks, can you explain that again? Above. Okay, 0.5. Ashok ji says at 0.5. Got it. Okay, I'll explain this. You measure your height. Aparna says 0.25. Aparna, you may want to check. You should be like this slim, like this slim, like a baby waist. If you have that kind of a waist, then you are 0.25. So do it in the same, if you are using inches for waist, use it for your height. In one of our sessions, somebody did that. They use centimeter and they use inches. It doesn't work like that. Use the same parameter that you're using for waist and height. So if you're using centimeters, stick to centimeter. If you're using height, inches, you use height. I'll explain it. So measure your waist. If you're not able to find your waist, go to your navel, take the measurement around your navel and divide it by your height. So that's your measurement, and ensure that it is less than 0.5. And if it's not, then this is a notice, 0.64. Aparna ji, now you got it right. Okay. So 32 inches waist, 66 equals 0.48. Awesome. Great, Parimal ji. You are under 0.5. So so many people think why this person got, like many a times we hear stories about somebody had 6-pack and then they dropped dead in gym and whatever. So what could be the risk? The risk is the visceral fat. Okay. So this is the risk you need to. So this is at non-invasive level that you can check. Waist to height ratio. And do this for all your family members. This is like 0 paisa test. Not a penny you need to spend here. Please do it for your family members. And this is where you need to see, their waist. Okay, next. Breath holding capacity. Take out your phone, and on your phone, go to your timer. Okay. Just go to your clock and there is a stopwatch and you go there. Okay. Take few breaths, normal breaths. Okay. Inhale and exhale. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. And then you start your timer and see how long can you hold you after exhalation. Just check how long can you hold your exhalation, breath holding capacity. So this is again a non-invasive test. Our heart health is completely dependent upon. It should not be suffocated by our fats, the visceral fat that I spoke about. So suppose you or hell, can you breathe? You can't breathe. Similarly, if our heart has a lot of fats around it, it cannot breathe. It cannot move better. It cannot function well. Similarly, if we are, the second thing heart does is clean our blood. Like, yeah, how does it clean? With our oxygen. If we are not able to use our lung capacity well, we are not able to, heart is not able to do its job. So it's like you have a chained elephant. You can't do much. So 40 seconds. Great, Ashokji. Awesome. Anyone else would like to share? 31 seconds. Anyone else? Yes. Parimalji, Parulji, Siddhant, Ashu, Kiran, Smita, please share. 30 seconds, 31 seconds.
I will
Awesome.
share. I will share. Let me try it.
Yeah. Sure. Do it. 33 seconds. Great. So it's best to be done empty stomach, when you have freshen up in the morning and then you have not taken anything. Few of you might have had your breakfast, so that could affect it. But try to do it tomorrow morning again and do it with your family again, and see what is the breath holding capacity for each one of you. And minimum you must strive for is 45 seconds. Minimum is 45 seconds. I don't want to scare you, but one of my hypotheses is the next pandemics would be around our lungs. And we can never have 8 billion ventilators. So do not rely on ventilator. So many people have the money, but they didn't get ventilator. And very unfortunately, they all lost their loved ones. So start now, work on your lungs. It's good for your lungs, it's good for your heart, it's good for your overall body. And I have had clients who started with 10 seconds, 7 seconds, and they can now hold their breath for over 2 minutes. So it's humanly possible. It's very much possible if you are trained well how to hold it and how to. After exhaling, we need to check. Yes, after exhaling, you need to check. Yes, it's after exhalation, right? Minimum 45 seconds. So this is the second non-invasive test. No doctor will teach you all this. Yeah, this is based on research, but this is a research which doesn't pay anyone. So many of them don't know, many of them don't say, right? And this is compilation of over 2 decades of my obsession about health. Yeah. So this is what you need to check. This is non-invasive. Check it. Work towards your better lung capacity. Yeah. 33 seconds. Awesome. So minimum you need to strive for is 45 seconds. Work on your lungs. You can do different pranayama, non-inflammatory pranayams, and that can help you improve your lung capacity. Yeah. As I mentioned, Aparnaji, you can work towards better, like holding the breath and pranayams. So once you exercise the lungs, then only you can breathe better, right? So that is that. What is the third test? I promised you that I will tell you 3 techniques through which you would know if you are at risk. If somebody, tells me all this after I lost my dad, it doesn't add up to anything. But as long as you're alive, if you're able to do these, please do this, right? And so I do these sessions because I can share with the world that this is possible now. Do it now. Test yourself now. Work towards on it now. At preventive level. Of course, later on, if you have coming to me after something has happened or something has woken you up in the family, or maybe you want to take care of somebody, it's perfectly fine. But start now. You have got 2 notices by now, right? So what is the third notice? The blood work, not the usual ones like lipid profile, cholesterol. Many people even don't get done. Cholesterol, triglyceride, fasting, and PP blood sugar. These are all obsolete tests. Let me break it for you. These are all obsolete tests. They cannot warn you. I use them, but it's mostly for direction. Okay, which direction is my health going? But they cannot warn you. You rather use the first 2 tests. That's more effective as caution than these. But there are other tests, and I will talk about it in later part of the session. So far you got these three memos. You are very clear about it. your waist to height, your breath holding capacity, and the blood work. Yeah. How many of you get the blood work wrong? 104 divided by 170 equal 0.61. Okay, now you know it's more than 0.5, Kiranji. So work towards reducing. Okay, and if you have a body composition meter, you can check your visceral fat. So you will get to know better about where is your fat is stored. Suppose your fat is stored in your hands and legs. It doesn't harm your heart much, right? But mostly in India, fat is around our waist, which pushes our internal organs, right? Then it harms us, and that's why we are more at risk. So, yeah. So these are good. You calculated. So this is the warning signal from your heart in advance. So I am telling everything at preventive level, right? So that you can be cautioned, you can be warned, which others are not telling you. So, okay, now BMI real story. So how many of you have heard this term BMI? Everyone knows about BMI, right? Everyone knows about, every educated person know about BMI. How many of you know that it was never meant for Indians or browns or women? It was only meant for Belgian Caucasian men. It was only meant for white Belgian people. And just to give you a reference about racism in Belgium, as early, like not, it's not very far off. You can search this information that even in their 60s, even in 1960s, in their zoo, they used to have one black couple displayed how do black people look like in zoos along with animals. People would go to zoo and look at black people. This is how racist Belgium was. I have traveled to Belgium and I don't find it that racist. Maybe it is inherently. But something which was meant for Belgium men was definitely not meant for you. So I want any one of you who has ever used the term BMI to stop it. Body fat percentage, 40%, definitely over 30%. You may want to work on your body fat percentage. Great, Aparna ji calculated that. And also check your visceral fat. The same machine will give you the visceral fat. So Belgium, it was meant for Belgian men. If you're not from Belgium, it was never meant for you. If you're not a man, it was never meant for you. How are we using it? Because the American companies needed a parameter. So they used BMI because they were white, they could relate to it, they were European. America was never about black people or brown people or yellow people. It was meant for whites initially when they had these companies for. Even in their, when they got freedom, you can read that. And it was never meant for the other people. It was only meant for white Protestant. It has been written. Yeah. So I love reading history and I go to the root cause and I see the process from there. So Belgium men, we are not Belgium men. None of the people here is from Belgium. This is never meant from Belgium. Nothing against them, but I'm telling you, the system is against Indians. The system was never meant for Indians. And I want to create a system which is for Indian. It's by an Indian. It's only for Indians. And that's why I did my PhD about Indians, because nobody was talking about India. So Belgium, if you're using BMI or if you're going to anyone who uses the term BMI, they are using these kind of phones. Do you use these kind of phones today? Will you feel safe using? So that is what has happened even in India is at one level, we are using the costliest medical devices in the country. Yet at the same time, fundamentally, we are using very old, obsolete parameters. And it doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense to me. On one hand, you talk about BMI. On one hand, you use the lipid profile that was meant for white. On one hand, you use fasting sugar, which wasn't meant for us. And many other things instead of checking the pancreatic health. There are many things, which I like checked everything. Okay, is it relevant? Is it obsolete? It is meant for Indians. And that's how I've created my own system, eases, right? So in 2001, I got my first mobile phone. That's all it did. It was a mobile phone. Okay. 2000, okay, that was gifted by my dad. 2002, I bought my own phone, which had a blue screen. It was a very big thing those times. It was a very costly phone. Monthly, I would spend 3,500 to 4,000 on the phone bill that time, which is like my annual budget or something like that today. But the point is, I cannot use it the way I use my current phone. Imagine if we are using the same fundamentals today in medical science. This is just bring to your notice that every second person in US is dying of iatrogenic diseases, iatrogenic cause. What is that? That is because you went to a doctor or a hospital, you are dying. It could be a misdiagnosis, it could be overprescription, it could be wrong diagnosis, it could be wrong medication, whatever it is. People are dying in US. Every other person is dying in US because they went to a hospital. It is thirdly kind because we cannot sustain ourselves. We cannot be energy. Above 30 is not good, and also visceral fat is important. That's why I asked about visceral fat. So if you have very heavy arms and heavy legs, you may look out of shape, but it's not a threatening call for your heart. Okay, yeah. Now let me quickly talk about a case study. So there was a lady, she lived in Powai. It's a place in Mumbai, and she was the only one who would come home. I don't invite people, otherwise I do online sessions. But she was not very comfortable with Zoom or anything. She said, I would come home. I have a car and a driver. I said, okay, come over. She was a very sweet lady. And her program was done, and her blood work came fine. In actually 6 weeks, her blood profile completely changed. So it doesn't even require 3 months for certain people. But she's one of the most diligent people I worked with. And she called me after a year. So, Aparna ji, I'll take it all later. Keep your questions for later. Let me complete the flow, okay? And this is not for individualized session. This is more about making you know that you are at risk or not, and what is possible for you. So we are not covering visceral fat here. So she called me and said, she said, I just want to thank you. After 1 year, she called me, and I'm like, what for, auntie? And she says, I am at this particular temple, Mataji's temple, which has some 1440 steps, something like that. She shared. And she couldn't even walk properly in her house, on the same floor, she couldn't walk. And she's climbing stairs. And she said, I'm so healthy, I'm so fit today, and I'm so grateful to you that I'm able to do that. It's not about heart. It's overall fitness of the body. That is important, and that is possible, right? When you take care of one part, you take care of the whole body. So heart health cannot happen in isolation. Nothing, it's just not possible that I will make my heart healthy. Of course, you have to make your lungs healthy. Of course, you have to move. Like, it's all connected. So what is your goal for 2026? We are on the last day of January, but I'm sure you decided something for yourself. If you are comfortable, you can share, yes, I have a goal. Or if you want to share your goal with a group to be more accountable, you can write that as well. And if you don't have a goal, it's perfectly fine. I usually have a theme for a year. I usually don't have a particular goal for a year. I have a theme. So if you have that, you can share it. And if not, it's okay. So theme for me is peace and impact. That's what my theme is. So I want to do more and more of that. And so whatever is your goal in any area of life, you can, like two of you shared that you are retired. Maybe you want to give back to society. Maybe you want to serve, take care of your relatives. Maybe you want to take care of your community. Maybe you want to take care of your country. Maybe you want to research on something. Maybe you want to have a bigger car, better lifestyle. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to read 100 books. I do not know what is your goal like, but one thing I know for sure is you cannot attain your goal without your body. Is it possible to attain your goal without your body? No. You cannot attain your goal without your body. You need a body. Even if you want to take care of the country, you need a body. Indian soldier who fights with our neighbors. I mean, but when you lose your life, when you're a martyr, you cannot serve the nation anymore any longer. You cannot do anything without your body. And God forbid, I mean, in the lighter vein, if, if I leave my body and go to my loved ones, they will start chanting, Bhoot Pishach Nikat nahi aave. They don't want us around. Nobody wants us without our body. Yeah. No one wants Atma. So all this spiritual gyan, everyone needs a body to love, to do the work, to take care of. Awesome, Sindhu. So Kalidasa said in Kumar Shambhava, the body is indeed the primary instrument for performing duty. So whatever is your dharma, whatever is your sadhana, whatever is your desire, you attain it only through your body. Does it make sense? So you would always need this body to attain whatever dharma or the path or the milestone you want to attain in your life. In this year, in this month, in whenever. So whatever your experience is only through this body. I want to create an impact. I'm doing this through my body, right? If I'm a bhoot, if I'm an atma, I cannot do it. I cannot, shake up the people who are here to get open about their health. How important it is to take care of our body and health, right? For our loved ones, for our community, for our society, for our country. It's so important and crucial that we take care of our body, right? So even if you want to attain God, even if you want to attain moksha, you have to take care of your body. If you want to attain a lot of money, very material desires, you need your body. Even you want to enjoy material wealth, you need your body. If I put you in a palace made up of gold, you cannot enjoy it if you are not healthy. You cannot enjoy it if you're not healthy, right? So for every experience in life that you want to attain, if you want to enjoy nature, you need a healthy body. If you want to travel, I love traveling. I'm barely home. Not even a week I stay at home. I'm just traveling. For the past 2 months, I'm traveling nonstop. I travel like that. I love traveling, but can I enjoy it without this body? No, I cannot. I would suffer. I would be in pain. All right. I just keep traveling. But nothing is possible without your body. And if you think you will have the better car and you will feel good, let me tell you, nothing is more, nothing can give you more high than living in a healthy body, than living in a body which feels feather light. And only when I lived in a feather light body, I realized what does it feel to feel feather light. There is no pain. Earlier, I would travel to different countries. I've traveled over 20 countries. I would travel to a different country and look for a massage, the best massage, Swedish massage, stone massage, this massage, that massage, meridian massage. I don't know what all kind of massages I've got. The best one was Jeju, Korea. I enjoyed that one. That was a 2.5 hours massage. I don't know how many dollars I spent on that, $150, $200, whatever. And I used to feel so good getting these massages. But today I don't need massages because my body doesn't have pain by God's grace. And I want everyone to experience that stage where you don't feel any pain. But I wasn't like this. I was heavy, I was bulky, I was an overthinker, overanalyzer, like a lot of stuff I had. So we all, whatever work that you are doing, we are protecting something or someone, right? But you can only do so only when you take care of your body, right? You are protecting your company's profits, you are protecting your students, you are taking care of your clients, whatever you are doing. Okay, so this is me, I don't know, 2019 images. I went to a Lamborghini showroom, and I used to be very excited about cars and vehicles then. So I wanted to see the engine. So we both were talking at the guy there and about the engines. And so engines excite me then. Okay, so I was a very big fan of technology. My father was an IIT, so it was a very scientific, technology-based environment that I've been raised in. My mother is very scientific, and a lot of learning, reading has come from him. My mother loves history, so I love history too, and psychology too, and yeah. So it's not about the car, but it's more about, oh, okay, sorry, that thing is gone. So which fuel do you put in your vehicle? So you all have a car or some vehicle. So which fuel would you put in a vehicle? Can I put EV in everything? Can I put ATF, aviation turbine fuel in your car? Can I put diesel in your car? Can I put petrol in your car? Can I do all of this? No, it depends on which vehicle it is. Whatever makes it run. Perfect answer, right? So we need to understand that what is our vehicle? What is this body? This body is a vehicle. So what is the fuel for this vehicle? And we have to provide that thing. But first of all, we need to understand which vehicle are we. We always look at neighbor's vehicle and feed ourselves. What is our neighbor eating? Let me eat it. So I cannot look at my neighbor's car and put fuel in my car. Do we do that? No. Every car, when you go to the fueling tank, that there is a small opening there, right? And it will say petrol or a diesel or whatever, or EV or CNG, whatever that make is, it will say that. But somehow we did not come with a manual. So we need to understand this. This is what I have done as part of my PhD, that there are basically four archetypes of eases based on our mental, physical, spiritual, and financial focus and work. So first is the physical workers, Shramjeevi. Physical activity is very high. My dadi used to wake up at 4 o'clock. My nanaji used to wake up at 4 o'clock every day without fail. Physical activity is very high. Mental load and effort is less. They are not reading so much. They are not researching so much. They are not working in front of computer so much. Financial lifestyle and background is modest. They are very much santusht and satisfied with their life. And they are living a very simple, happy life. Most of the research that's done in India is done from Shramjeevis, because in India, most of the people live in villages. And most of the reports, done at the top governmental level for common Indians is meant for these physical workers, right? And that's why we cannot eat like them. We cannot live like them. We don't have a mobile phone like them. We don't have a car like them. We don't have a body or a lifestyle like them. But if you have, then you can eat like them. It's perfectly fine, right? Second is the intellectuals, buddhijeevi kind. Most of my clients belong to this category. Their physical activity is low. Their mental load or effort is high. They are mostly working, intellectually working. They are the knowledge workers, and financial and lifestyle background is sedentary lifestyle and high financial means. Third is the Krida Jeevi. They're the sports people. They work 10 to 12 hours. They are working very, very hard. They have high mental and high physical load. So I was working on this, and I thought, I've never seen even a fat chess sportsman. You know, those who are doing indoors, even they are very fit. They are very healthy. So it's not just people who are doing outdoors, but even the indoor games, they are very fit because your brain wouldn't work well if you're not fit physically. Does that make sense? So third is the sportsman in the athlete category, or people who balance these two boths, right? They're physically very active, they're mentally very active, and they are very healthy. And fourth is the spiritual seekers. They are largely meditating. Their physical activity could be little to very high. Their mental activity could be little to very high. Their financial could be any range. There are many spiritual seekers who have a lot of financial thing, but they detach themselves from that. And they have very high spiritual pursuits. And what I have seen in them is the healthy ones, the one who are living without medications. There are many who are spiritual seekers. They are very unhealthy somehow. Very unfortunate to say that because India is a country of a lot of spiritual seekers. What I've seen is many of them are not living a very healthy lifestyle. And I will come to that because they are eating like Shramjeevis. They are eating a very grain-based, or they are eating very fried or oil-based or very sugar-based food, right? So this is the 4 categories. I want to quickly write in the chat window, which category do you relate yourself most? There is no right or wrong answer. You know your life, you know your lifestyle, you know. So food habits will come later. Fuel will come later. First is your make. Which engine is being used for what purposes I'm using it. Rocket needs a different fuel than a tractor. But nothing is right or wrong. You have to find the right fit for your car, for your vehicle, for your tractor, for your rocket. It doesn't matter what it is. What is your vehicle? You have to find yours. Kiran says Buddhijeevi. Yeah. Anyone else? If you could relate to any of these 4 categories, and does it make sense to you? Like which category you are? Aparna says Buddhijeevi. Okay. So now you know that this is the category I belong to, right? Now we will put the fuel in. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? That is the vehicle. Parimal Shah says Buddhist. Aparna says yes. Okay. So now you know this is my category. If you're highly active physically and mentally, you belong to Kirida Jeevi. If you're more into your spiritual pursuits, you belong to Atmajeevi. There is nothing right or wrong. But here I want to add something. Many of the influencers, they are very famous. I don't want to name anybody. I don't want to blame anybody. But they would talk about either Shramjeevis, eat like your Dada Dadi. I lost both my Dada Dadi to heart attacks. You know, if I eat like them, that's where I'm heading towards. If I eat like my father, that's where I'm heading towards. Okay. So this thing of generational eating is not helpful. Please understand you have to eat as per your type. Tomorrow I can go to a village and be a farmer. I will not remain in this space. I can definitely eat like them. But currently I am not living like them. I cannot eat like them. Does it make sense? And then people say, Mari Kaki, Chachi, Bua, oh, she lived till 90 and they were having parathas every day. And this is where people are dying in this country, looking at their neighbor's plate, not looking at their neighbor's lifestyle. Does it make sense to you? Look at your neighbor's lifestyle and see how long they have been living without medicine, and then you do this on yourself. Does it make sense to you? So don't look at others' vehicle. Don't look at others' make. Look at your vehicle and take accordingly. Is it making sense to all of you? And it's meant for adults, it's not for children. This archetypes. It's not for pregnant women and it's not for sick people, right? So this is for normal adults. That's a separate category, not it's out of the scope of this conversation that we are having today. So once you have done this classification, you have to live your life as per your classification. You cannot look at others' lifestyle and eat, like have a different lifestyle and eat like that. So suppose in my phone, I use a Nokia charger. Can I charge it? No, I cannot. Like my first charger, can I use it for my current phone? No, I cannot. My phone has evolved. We have also evolved. This is evolution. Evolution is not that we lost our tail. This is evolution. This understanding that which category do we belong to, and then accordingly giving fuel to our body. Suppose a car. So we hired a car from Udaipur to Ahmedabad, and it just runs all the day. We also have a car at home, which we use something like 40-50 kilometers a day. Which car would need more fuel? That the one that's being used for commute, right? That's using more fuel. So we have to give it more fuel. You cannot look at another car. Oh, he fills fuel twice a day. I should also fuel my car twice a day. We don't do that for cars, but we do that for ourselves. When I was in Vidyanagar, and I remember going in an auto and smelling kerosene. I'm allergic to kerosene and fumes. I cannot. But to save money, they would do that. In the end, they killed the engine that they didn't care much about, but they would add kerosene to petrol. How many of you think I can buy a Lamborghini and put kerosene in it? I would ever think of saving money like that. We won't do that, right? But what do we do instead to our body, which is like priceless? Oh, food is getting waste. Let me finish it. It's there in the fridge. Let me finish it. I have paid money for it. Let me finish it. Right? We all are guilty of that. Our society has taught us, do not leave food. So take only as much as that you can eat. All right? Recently it happened. Ashokji knows about this. I love the food and I ate a little more. But then I skipped the dinner. I did not have anything for that because my body said, you have put too much fuel in your body. You are done. It's only next afternoon I had food. Right? We do that in our cars. We fill it, we fill the tank, but then we don't keep refilling till it's done. Right? But with our body, we keep fueling and refueling, and neighbor's car also we keep fueling. So this is what is causing NCDs, non-communicable diseases. We are creating these diseases. And this is one important sutra that I want to tell you with all from Swadhin Swastha Mahavidya. And this is the paper I presented in Bangalore about mental health and eases. That it is said in our scriptures and also corroborated by modern science that stress is the cause of 90% of all illness and diseases, and remaining 5% is genetic, and that was caused by stress somewhere in the ancestry of that person. It was researched by Stanford professor Dr. Bruce Lipton, and it was also said by Acharya Lakshman Sharma in his book Swadhin Swastha Mahavidya. Mind itself is the ultimate cause of all diseases, and all diseases are ultimately traceable to the defects of the mind. So please take care of the mind. Not many people talk about it, and we will, but we will. So before we go there, let's talk about the primum non nocere principle. It is said that Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, said that first stop doing harm. First, stop doing harm to yourself. So how do we do harm to ourselves? I have made an acronym so that you can easily remember. It's called SAW arms. So if we kill ourselves and punish ourselves in 100 ways, okay, in 100 ways we punish ourselves. SAW arms. SAW is a Hindi word which means 100, and arms means arms. So imagine like different tentacles through which are, worsen our health. So what is SAW arms? S stands for sugar and salt. Everyone knows sugar and salt, any kind. Oil, refined, reused palm oil, any kind of oil, even extra virgin and ghee. Additives, and AQI. Okay, I live in Thane, which is highly polluted. So AQI is very important. Alcohol, any additives, any additives, caffeine, tea, coffee, preservative, color, package, food additives, addiction. All this comes under the additives category. R is for refined. Anything that's refined, anything that has the best thing taken off, like white rice, poha, maida, besan, sabudana, skinned dal. I have not put oil, sugar, salt here or any packaged food here because it's already been done. Meat and milk products, animal-derived products, which has hormones, cholesterol, and other things. Smoking is the new, sitting is the new smoking. So smoking, everyone knows, causes a lot of diseases. So nicotine should be 0, reduce sitting, and stress. Stress is the biggest culprit of all. So mind, as I mentioned, so I'll remind you, like, take care of your mind. And many of times we do not. And we say, oh, I'm eating so healthy. I personally know at least 3 people who eat organic food and they got cancer because of their mind. It's not just the food. So everything you have to take care. What do you need to take care? I'll come to this. First, understand the root of all diseases. What is the root of all diseases? This is my definition that I have written. It's very simple. It's totally natural. It's very simple because I felt people who know complicated are not living the healthiest life, right? So disconnection from nature. D stands for disconnection from nature at all the 5 levels. Ignorance of natural laws. If you don't know gravity, gravity will still work on you, right? So even if you don't know the natural laws, they still work on us. And as a suppression of symptoms. So if we suppress the symptoms by taking any painkillers, medicine, surgery, excuse me, that's the root of all diseases. So these 3 things takes us from eases. Then what is eases? As I said, it's a trademarked, researched, registered program, right? So it's a framework work that I've created. It's very, very simple. It's based on the 5 elements of nature. Ether also has more sub-elements beyond Akash. So it's ether, air. So you write it vertically. So on your pen and paper, write eases vertically, EASES. E is for ether, A is for air, S is for sun, earth. E is for earth, and S is for sea. Okay, and when you take care of these elements, you take care of overall eases and you live in eases. And when you move away from eases, you live with dis, right? We saw this disconnection from nature, ignorance of nature laws, and suppression of symptoms. So ether is the most potent one. It's the most powerful one. It's the one that makes us, it's the most subtle of all. Yeah, it's the most subtle of all. I'm writing it in the chat window. You can write it like this. Okay, so write it like this on your notebook and pen. And then you can see it: ether, air, sun, earth, and sea. So, okay, I think, okay. So when do you sleep and do you stay in silence? Even if you're sitting in silence, is your mind noisy? Is it going in the past or in the future? Or are you with me in this present moment? You know, ether is very, very vast. Sometimes I joke to my sister that someday maybe I'll do PhD on ether itself because it's the most powerful, potent one. So if you conquer ether, you have conquered everything. But everything has a place and it has importance. But ether is the most subtle. It's the one thing that you cannot see. You cannot see sky. You cannot see mind. You cannot see buddhi. You cannot see chitta, right? Or ahankar. So this is what ether comprises of. But first start with sleep. First start with space. Air, now we move on to air. How many times do you breathe? How long can you hold your breath? You all have done that explanation. Do you think without oxygen, can your heart function? Is it possible that our heart can function without oxygen? Even if I have the best heart in the world, is it possible? We need oxygen, right? It's so crucial to understand the importance of air. No one talks about it. Everything is blamed on AQI, but are you using your lungs properly? I'm breathing the same AQI. And I will tell you one technique, one equipment. I love technology, as I said, towards the end, how you can stay sane in such bad weather conditions that we are made to live. Not weather condition, but air condition quality. Okay. Now is sun. How much does sun see you in a week? If possible, I can live in sunlight. I'm very tanned now, but I love sun. Yeah, so I fell in love with sun in this process, but all the more when I met Sun Yogi Uma Shankarji and also doing sunbathing. So sun, in our culture, every child is taken into sun, irrespective of the caste, culture, religion. Every child gets sunlight. Then what happened? We just stop being in sun. Then the child is said, okay, come inside. You'll get tan, you'll get sick and whatever. So how much sun are you getting in a week? That's very, very crucial. Fourth is earth element. And do you eat only when the bowels are empty? It's a very, very simple question, but very deep one. We are just eating as per time and we don't care if our bowels are empty. Do you sweat every day? Now, how many of you, how many answers did you get right or wrong? There are no right or wrong answer. This is your current thing. So if you are sleeping on time, you are here and now, your ether is strong. If you can hold your breath for long, your lungs are strong. And if you're moving every day, your lungs, your body, air element is strong. If you're getting sun every day, then your circadian rhythm is in order. If you're having natural food, and your bowel movements are good, your earth element is strong. And if your hydration is good and you're sweating and detoxing through skin, which is our biggest organ, your last S is strong. So your body will be at ease. Does it make sense? It's a very elongated questionnaire, but this is like very simple questionnaire, very mini EASES questionnaire that I asked. For PhD, they had to answer some 160 questions for EASES. And half of them were related to mind, half of them were related to mind. So you got which element is missing or needs more work, you can write down in the chat window. This session is all about awareness. It's not about Gyan. I don't believe in Gyan anymore because when I was Gyani, I was unhealthy. Now I talk about experience. I don't believe in Gyan anymore. It's useless. If knowing something will add value to you, every doctor would be healthy on this planet. I have 15 doctors in the family. Somehow they are not the healthiest people I know. The healthiest people I know, they may not be doctors. Ashok ji is definitely one of the healthiest people I know. Yeah. Are you a doctor? His daughters are. So he's Dr. Skabab, literally. Very healthy, very fit. So let's talk about inflammation. So what is causing those NCDs? And I said I will talk about the test that you can do to check. You're welcome. And thank you for being here because people like you inspire us. He is 74, but he's fitter than 25 years old. Always helpful, always smiling, laughing, living a very active, very healthy life. There is so much to learn from you, Ashokji. So thank you for being there. Thank you so much. Yes. Inflammation is like inflammation. It is inflation. It erodes the value of the asset. So this is our asset. It is the most precious asset that we have been gifted by our parents and God. Only parents could not do it. Otherwise, we would have, I don't know how many siblings, and only God would not have do it, right? So through our parents and God, we have been gifted this body, right? And like inflammation is killing us. It's eroding the value of our body. So it's the chronic accumulation of metabolic stress. So which tests can you do to check it if your heart is strong? So these are the tests. These are the tests I have researched on my PhD also, ESR and HSCRP. So these two tests, write it down, especially HSCRP, can tell you if your heart is healthy or not. Okay. There are many more tests, which I will tell in the other program. But these two are like the basics, very fundamental. This can help you as a guiding principle for any cancer, any destructive disease. If something is happening, any inflammation is happening in any part of your body, you can get to know about this ESR and HSCRP. Somehow doctors do not put enough emphasis on this till it impacts or manifests into a disease. Nothing right or wrong, but I am cautioning you because you have taken the time out for this session. So check your ESR and HSCRP, and you can know if something is burning somewhere in your system. Okay, so this is another case study I want to quickly touch upon. Talking about my PhD, there was a lady, she lost 6 kgs in 15 days. So imagine the amount of inflammation she lost through the. So one is erythrocyte sedimentation rate, and second is a protein. So, like these are two tests which can be done through our blood, and it measures the inflammation in our body. That's a great question that you asked. But if you see it is on the higher side, that is a caution bell, like, okay, then contact me. This is high, because when you go to a doctor, they would say, okay, let it impact some organs, then we will get to know where it's impacting. So then maybe I'll ask you to do some more tests. But start with these two first, at least. And I do not believe in getting a lot of tests. Most of them are useless, but and even the reports that is to be read. Quickly talking about, there is one test which everyone does, is a better marker. And there is a guy in US who has written that, he has written just one book in his life talking about that. And that book was available for 48,000 in this country. And I checked with my past clients who I have studied from AIMS, and many of them are medical professors. Like if it's available in your library, it's not available in our country, but I got that book, I read that book, and I incorporate that. So I invest a lot in research that have been done, but not utilized. Research has been done, but it's not utilized. So it's as good as unused. Like we are still sticking to BMI. I don't know why, but we are still sticking to BMI. That is the sad state, that we are living in. And that's why every second person who is dying in America is due to going to a doctor, not because the lack of medication, it's because they are going to a medical system, which may cause some challenges in their life. So she lost 6 kgs in 15 days. And most of the people who did the research work with me were happy about the health result, but more than that, they were happy that they lost weight and they can get into their own clothes. I changed my whole wardrobe when I lost weight. I lost 23 kgs in 3 months, and I spent a fortune on my wardrobe. It was earlier very Western clothes. Now I have moved to more ethnic wearing, and I'm still looking for something else. Maybe I'll get it made. So this is possible. So imagine the inflammation that is there in our body. It's in our fats, it's in our toxins. So far I have tried to make it very, very useful session. What did you learn today? Quickly, you can unmute yourself. You can write in the chat window. What did you learn today? You may know a lot of things. Something got added, something got reminded of, something you got new insights. So please write in the chat window that what did you learn so far? Yes.
Meenal, what does ESR and this HSCRP mean? I don't understand the abbreviation, nor does it, what does it measure basically?
Okay, so one is a sedimentation rate.
Sedimentation rate, okay?
Yeah, it is the erythrocyte sedimentation rate. So what it does is, longer the rate is of ESR, higher is the inflammation in the body.
Okay.
Okay, that is, so it sure talks about, so if you have any kind of inflammation in the body, it is a very general marker. It's not a specific marker. Like for cancer, we have CA markers. For rheumatoid, we have RA markers, right? So there are specific markers and there are general markers. So
Okay.
ESR is a general marker that it would tell you there is some kind of inflammation in the body. It cannot say which particular kind of inflammation. Does it make sense?
Yes, yes.
So it doesn't say this particular disease, but it says
Hmm.
that there is inflammation in your body.
Okay, got it.
Got it? So once you know there is inflammation, then work towards removing the inflammation. It doesn't matter. You know,
Right,
you know the nature cure style, right? So
right.
as long as you know, so there are people who would say, suddenly what happened? You know, like, I don't know. So just check for these tests
Yeah,
and you
and
would know there is some kind of inflammation. Yeah,
and
now I'm coming. So for men, it is 0 to 15, and for women, it is 0 to 20. Okay. So ideally, no, do not let it go more than 15, ideally. Yeah. And HSCRP is C-reactive protein. So what happens, and HS is hypersensitive. So there are two tests. One is CRP, which was earlier used, but now we have higher sensitivity. I recommend higher sensitivity, and this is what I did on my research on. So this is a very low-grade silent information specifically related to our cardiovascular health.
okay.
And it rises very quickly and it falls very quickly. ESR is more stable test. You know, even if I did not sleep for 2 nights, my HSCRP will go up.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
But if you see it on a consistent basis, along with high ESR, that means you have inflammation, low grade inflammation. And this is what get unnoticed. You know, in the session, like in the messages, I spoke about it. In spite of getting normal reports, right? People are still having these kind of issues. Why? Because nobody is checking these tests. So I use the same test, but the one that is more, but I read it differently. I read the test differently. Do you get the difference?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not a new test that I have invented, but I read the reports differently.
Okay.
For heart, for cancer, for sugar, I read the reports differently. For autoimmune. So it's not a different test, but I read it different. So
Okay.
that's what has happened. So above 3, HSCRP is very, very high. Less than 1 is good. And 1 to 3 is moderate risk. So is it clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now, what did you learn so far? Yeah. What did you learn so far? Yeah. So, Siddhant says very informative. But what did you learn? Add that, Siddhant. Ashokji says test to know conditions, how to keep it healthy. What did I learn so far? How to understand if heart is good, stop harming the body, self-check questions. For ESR, what is ideal? Less than 1, less than 15 is good. Less than 15 is good in ESR, and less than 1. 3 is minimum, like max you can push is 3 for HSCRP. So less than 15 for ESR and less than 3 HSCRP. Okay. I learned that to look after my health and urgent need to make changes in food and lifestyle. One should does not fit for as far as eating goes. Good. Very nice. So great, guys. Thank you for sharing all this. I try to fit in, but let me tell you, this was not even a tip of iceberg. And what happens is you learned all this, but only when you do this. So another case study, this was a doctor. He has done 2 masters and one from India, one from London. And he called me. Again, my clients are all over. So he was very happy and excited. And few days back, he got his insulin after 20 years under 100. So he was very, blood test after under 100, and he was very happy about it. But then he called me and he said, Meena, I'm very, very happy. And I asked him why. Because after 20 years, he was fitting into a jeans. He had stopped wearing jeans because he couldn't find his son. And he was excited that I can fit into a jeans. So we don't know like what is your dream and desire related to your health. Each one has a different. I had a dream and desire. I went to a mall and like I saw a dress on a mannequin and I asked the salesperson to give me a size XL. And he looked at me and he was like, why does this auntie want to wear that? And he said, no, we get only in small and medium. We don't have it in your size. We have other clothes for you. And I felt when I lose weight, the day I lose, I'll wear only Western clothes. And I have around 28, 31 pieces. Like, that's what I bought. I did not wear anything else for 3 years. I just roam around. My mother used to tease me ki sabzi lene one piece mein kaun jata hai meri beti. Like it was that funny. I did not have any Indian dresses. I did not want to wear them, but now I have moved more into cotton and linen and all that. So it doesn't matter to me, like what I'm wearing much. But then when I lost weight, it was a very, very big thing for me. Very, very big thing. So I know. So it's important whatever you have learned, because usually we don't do what we know. So I had bought these courses, programs from all over the world, but I wasn't doing them. For thousands of dollars I have invested in these programs, whatever best books, DVDs from US, I would get them, buy them, but I wouldn't do it. But now it's based on lived experience, not mine, but also my PhD participants, my past clients, everybody. So what happens is we do not break the habit of being our old identity. This was the biggest factor I found in me. For 10 years, I fought with my weight. Though I was an NLP master practitioner, I know the day I decide I can lose my weight, that day I decide, but my conscious and unconscious mind wasn't the same. I could work on my atopic dermatitis. Overnight, I worked on that. It's been 13 years. I don't have that. I curled my hair with NLP. I've worked on smoking. I've worked on suicide patterns. I've worked on so much with NLP. But the thing is, do you want to let go of your old identity? Many of you have said you want to work on your health. So I have realized that we need hand holding. Not many people can work with me one-to-one. That's where the deepest work happens. One of my clients got rid of her autoimmune for 33 years. People with cancer, people with recurrence of cancer, I work with them. It's a very deep work that we do, but now after the PhD program, I'm more excited to offer more group programs, which I used to offer earlier. And I found this common thread, breaking the habit of being you, like our old patterns, our old habits, they make us so, what do you call, we want to live in that programming, right? So we have to change the program. So if you're interested in changing the habit, I invite you to know more about the program that I'm going to offer. Otherwise, I've given you a lot of things. I'll talk more about technology and things that you can do while sitting. I will give you that after this. But if you're interested in working with me, because many people said, okay, what about this? Okay, now I know my heart is at risk, my health is at risk, then what do I do? So I'm offering you a program for 21 days. It's heart stabilization program. It's basically recognizing your patterns and breaking your patterns. First of all, you need to recognize your patterns, like you recognize today, right? Where all the challenges is. And so it's a 21 days program, first of all, recognizing the pattern, breaking the pattern, and creating new patterns to that support and stabilizing heart and body. There'll be 4 weekly calls like this. It's starting in the evening today. And it's a 21 days commitment tracker is there. There is daily accountability and a group support because a lot of magic happens in group. So starting today, 7 p.m. And I thought, why not tell more people about heart health? And if they are interested in working with me, they like how I work. Not everyone would. They are first of all interested in working on their health. Not many people are interested in their health. All those who are here are genuinely interested in working on their health. They are serious about it. You know, there are people who would go for movies. There are people who would, there is nothing wrong about movies. They know about NASA, they know about other things, but they may not know and take care of the thing. And there are a lot of things people think that they know, but they're not the healthiest people I know, right? If you're already healthy, well and good. There is a 90 days program for version 2. It's much deeper program that I will launch on 1st April. But this is more if you're ready for that, because I used to join program for thousands of dollars. Said I won't do anything. I would join the gym with trainer and pay them a lot of money, spend lakhs, but I won't do it. So this is a very small bite-sized program for you to know like how I work. Do you like this kind of work which is deeply researched? Because people who come to me, I'm largely buddhijeevis, you know, they need science, they need the technology, they need support, because being human, we all need support. So I'll do a personal EASIS report with you. So you get my, I'll tell you the test to be done and one report session we'll do with you. 21 days of breaking the pattern step, like this whole program is worth 21,000. That is there. 4 weekly calls, 21 days commitment tracker. And along with that, I interviewed one doctor who had studied from Harvard and Stanford, and he was unhealthy, and he accepted that I was unhealthy in spite of being a student of such college and being a top ranker there as well. And he studied like I studied so many books and research on myself, and I could relate to his journey, and I find him very sensible. And he had pre-diabetes, he was overweight, and how he worked on that. So it's a long interview that I did with him. It's a pre-recorded one. And all those who are interested, I'm offering it for a very low price, though it can be charged more. It's like everyone can afford it. It's more for your commitment than anything else, because I used to do these programs for free, and I realized people, unless they pay, they don't have commitment, right? So I do a lot of free sessions like these. Yeah, these are all free sessions. So this is a balance that I create. People who cannot afford can come for these programs. People who can afford and they are interested and serious, they can walk ahead with me. So it's for 3,690 rupees. You can use the scanner. You can use my phone number. Oh, sorry. So it has my wrong number. So my right UPI number is 976985, the one with ETB. So this is my number. And you can join my group if you have not joined the group. And I will also post it in the Zoom link. Right? So I'll just stop this. So my phone number is 9769856002. Is the same you can use for my UPI. Amount is 3690, right? So you can do this, and yeah. So this is what you can join me for. And if you face any problem, you can ask me. I will tell you more about what you can do while you're sitting. So just for a few minutes, I'll keep this on. And this is the 21 days program that we are offering. And we'll start with awareness, being aware, like you got aware, right? What are the 3 notices? So we'll get more about information, and I do not believe in information anymore. I believe in doing it, right? So I found my very old report when I was 27 years old, very high cholesterol and triglyceride. I was only 27. I'm 46 today. I do not dye my hair. I rarely fall sick. And a couple of days ago, I was in Udaipur, and in the morning, I had taken a head bath with cold water, and I was walking without sweater or jackets. It wasn't possible for me. I had sinusitis in my childhood, my adulthood, all my life. I had that. I used to wear specs earlier. When I was 16, I started wearing specs. Uh, I had a lot of women health problems. Yeah, I had a lot of issues. I was an overthinker, overanalyzer, very stressed person. But it's possible for me, it's possible for you. And that's what was possible for the research participants. Almost all those who stayed with me throughout the program could change their health, you know. I offered a 96 days program. It was a very detailed program. So what I'm going to offer in April is a very detailed, but this is a precursor to that, to be ready for that. And it's for the busy professionals. It's meant for that. And it will clean up layers and layers and layers and layers of belief and perceptions and misinformation. There's so much misinformation being available, and I make it simple. So far, did you find the program very, very simple, easy to understand? Even doctors say, Meenal, you make it so simple. Nobody taught us this. I wish it was taught in medical colleges, you know, and I wish the same. It's taught in medical colleges. And so many of my doctor patients, clients have started practicing it on their patients. So it's going to very informative. Thank you, Ashokji. Thank you for saying that. So I want you to utilize this. I want you to make your heart stable, because outside world, there is so much noise. And I have lived in that noise. I told you, right? In the corporate world, it's not easy. And we get used to that noise. You know, like our heart is buzzing, our head is buzzing, and our gut is stopped. You know, like it's not buzzing. It's making noises, but it's not buzzing, right? Simple, easily relatable, and very useful for all. Thank you, Sindhuji. So all those who are interested, share the screenshot with me at the same number and write your phone number along with that. Yeah, so whenever you share it, you share the screenshot and ensure that you have joined the group, the bit.ly group. Are you member of the group, Samyo group? All of you are part of the Samyo group? bit.ly/Jnanotsav 26.
You are referring to heart stabilization group, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
I am there.
Yeah. So this is the link. If any one of you are not there, you can please join it. And this is my phone number. You can make the UPI payment there. So it's starting today till 21st of Feb. It's a month of love, you know. And before you show love to others, please show love to yourself and the one that's making your life ticking. That's our heart. So this is the biggest gift you can give to your loved ones, taking care of your own heart, right? It's the biggest gift you can give, taking care of your own body. So there is one pre-recorded program. It's only for 9 action takers. It's a small batch that I'm planning. 11 people have already joined that program. So I can take only 9 people. So this is one program that you'll get for free. Who will join now? And now I'll come to the promised thing. So this is a bonus tip for sitting professionals. If you're sitting whole day and then you say, okay, Meenal, I don't find time, then what do? First of all is you do NEAT. What is NEAT? NEAT is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Don't forget the name. What does it mean? It's the movement that you have. So even when I'm moving my hand, my body is spending energy. Many people go to the gym and then they sit holding. So you keep moving. So you just get after a while, you know, like just take a call when you when you have a call, stand up, okay, or do some kind of movement whole day. So do not try to sit more than 1 hour on a chair. So I usually do standing sessions so that I keep moving, okay. So this is one. So keep moving, get your water, keep moving, do small things, just like that. Have walking meetings, have standing meetings, whatever works for you. Look at your life that involve more need in your life. Second is soleus push-ups. So I will tell you how does a soleus push-up look like. How many of you know about the soleus push-up? How many of you know about the soleus push-up? Please raise your hands. Okay. So it is research, awesome Sindhuji. So it was researched in US that while sitting, if you put both your feet firmly on the ground, put both your feet on the ground, and then keep your toes on the ground and lift your heels. Okay, so I'm showing it through your hands. You can Google it, you can look for it. Okay, there are many versions. Do not go for the versions, go for the one that it was researched on. Okay, so just lift your heels. I'm lifting my heels. Can you see it? No, you can't. Okay, so when you do it even at office, even while you're having an online session or an offline workspace, you can just do it. Everyone is sitting on their desk and you can do it alternate, you can do it together. And this has been researched, this has been found to reduce our not only sugar levels, but also it reduces our BP. So it's good both for our BP and sugar. Basically, it is reducing our inflammation. So there is just one muscle that is activated here, and it's our calf, which is also our second heart, right? So these are soleus push-ups. These are called push-ups. It's that good. Okay, so whenever you are sitting, and if you do these soleus push-ups, your heart health would improve, your NCD would reduce, your inflammation would reduce. So you may do that. And this is something that you can do when you are sitting. It's a very, very simple thing. So these are two methods that you can do, NEAT and soleus push-ups. And one is the bonus that I told you that I'll share with you is technology, how you can invest so that you can live a better life. Take care of your lungs, get air purifiers for your AC rooms and cars. If you have an AC room, you use AC in your house, ensure you have an air purifier. Or you use cars. I do not use AC. I have 4 ACs in the house, but I personally don't like ACs. But what happened on Diwali night is it was so polluted. It was so polluted that I was crying. I'm pretty sensitive to pollution. I was crying. And and my eyes were blood red, like they just turned red, and my tears were coming out because of the pollution. Nothing emotional about it. No one hit me. It was just pollution, and my eyes were red, and I was washing them and still it didn't help me. And then I closed the window. I never close my windows, but then that day I closed the windows and I switch on the purifier. Otherwise, for AC, anyone who is using AC, purifiers are switched on. I switched on the purifiers, and within like 2 minutes, suddenly the air was clean. The Diwali air, which was highly, I cannot say what was the AQI I could have checked. I have instrument to check that at home. I have instruments for everything. I can test quality of everything that I'm talking about. So because of that, in 2 minutes, everything was sucked in by the purifier, and I could breathe again, and my eyes became normal again. And I was so grateful for technology that moment. But thank God we invest in good technologies. So we both are very particular about the technology equipments that we invest in. We otherwise live a very simple life. But we invest in good technologies, and I request everyone to invest in good technologies to save your life, to help you living a better life. Invest in organic food, invest in, like Parimalji is into organics, right? So invest in, this is the real wealth, Pehla Sukh Nirogi Kaya. This is the biggest wealth. This is the biggest flex. My biggest flex is not what I own, but the biggest flex is for 10.5 years. I have not taken any medicine. by the grace of God, right? And I wish that for each one of you, that you live pain-free, you live disease-free, you live without medication. Yeah, that's my prayer for each one of you. And Parimalji, I do not promote any brand, but go for good HEPA latest ones. HEPA is the gradation name, the best you can afford, like I always say, you know. So whatever best you can afford, go for HEPA 13 or HEPA 14 filters and get that. And it's better if you can have it not with along with ionizers. So it improves the quality of by adding the ions, you know. So it's like it feels like you are staying in a hill station. So it's really nice if you have it with ionizers. So invest in a good purifier. And that today I was so grateful that I have that, and I was really feeling sorry for people that, you know, the children, the animals, the old people, and anyone who was suffering that pollution, who did not have a purifier, you know, anyone who is living in a Mumbai house, you know, they can afford, but many people have different priorities. And I feel sorry, if you can afford, why not, you know, invest. And it's like one-time investment, right? So when it comes to technology, whenever it comes to equipment, like my father used to say, "Sasta roye bar bar, mehenga roye ek bar." So we have always seen the best technology, best equipments at home. You know, my mother used to say the best equipments come from Germany and Japan. So she used to buy those. And so we have lived in very good technology, and I believe in good technology, investing in them. It's, you know, if you know about it, why not buy it if you can afford it? So everyone who can afford a car can always buy an air purifier for home, for a car, you know. But many people don't have that. So many a times when I travel in cars, I find the air so bad. It's really bad at times, in spite of a costly car. Nothing is. It's not that they don't know about it. So you are really fortunate that you have stayed through the program. You know about it. You can invest in your health. Right. So if you are with me, I'll tell you the nature, the technology. I'll tell you from every way how to make your life healthy. Yeah. Yeah, there are air purifiers too. So many cars are equipped with it, but in India, very few high-end cars are equipped with air purifiers. Not every car is, but you can purchase one and keep it. You know, it's a very small investment compared to investment in car. And if you drive in a city, you know how polluted it is. It's so noisy. I love driving, but I cannot take my car out without keeping the windows open. It's so polluted. So you need to have a car purifier as well. So that is something, you know, people who come to me are buddhijeevis. They come to me from a good financial background as well. So they can afford the things which I recommend. And I invest in technologies, and I share more about, you know, what technologies do I have at home and what do I use. And I use nature. So we use technology, we use nature, you know, everything goes hand in hand. You know, but you cannot be your healthiest without nature, without the 5 elements of nature. Technology is always supportive. It's always supportive. It cannot become the base. That I'm very clear of. And many a times people get into technology, but they are using the obsolete one, you know, like BMIs, like lipid profile, like blood sugar. All those are obsolete. Yeah. So we must understand what is the most useful for you. So if you like what I have to share, and if you are interested in your health, please feel free to join the program. We are starting today. And thank you so much for giving your time. And if you have any quick questions, I can answer that. So I'm stopping the share. And if you have any quick questions related to heart health, or if you want to share what did you learn, I would love to hear that. If you come on video, I can take a photo as well. Yeah. Anyone has any quick questions, I can answer it.
On what day the program starts?
It's starting today, Parimalji. You're part of the program at 7
What time? 7
7
p.m.
p.m. 7 p.m. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So Parimal ji has joined the program and he's again a very young at heart person. Parimal ji, what's your age?
My age is 80.
80. He's just 80 years young, very active, very knowledgeable, and it's so inspiring. You're welcome, Sindhuji. Thank you for attending. Please use this information with you, your loved ones, with your family, because that 67 lakhs, when I got to know that 67 lakhs people die every year due to NCD, my heart sank because I know 67 lakh families are impacted, right? That's a lot of family. You're welcome, Kiranji. Thank you for joining us on Saturday morning. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sindhuji. So thank you, everyone. Have a good day and stay healthy.
Thank
stay
you.
blessed. Thank you so much.
Mm.
Thank you.